For all good change to happen, we need to have creative solutions.
We're here, we're just going to test out our device that we use that uses sound frequencies to extinguish flames.
I see this device being applied to a lot of things. First off, I think in the kitchen, it could be on top of a stovetop, but eventually I'd like to see this applied to maybe swarm robotics where it'd be attached to a drone, and that would be applied to forest fires or even building fires where you wouldn't want to sacrifice human life.
All matter that we know of or that we don't know of consists of vibratory systems, and specific frequency determines the particular specific object or thing or energy that we're talking about. And we're all a part of it. It affects our heart, it affects our thought process, it affects our emotions, it affects our moods, it affects entire ecosystems in forests, under the water, everywhere and everything is affected by sound.
We tied the underwater speakers onto the reef itself, and we played back the sounds of healthy coral reefs.
The results speak for themselves. Acoustically enriched reefs attracted twice as many fish as the control reefs. The reefs that underwent acoustic enrichment also found a 50% increase in the variety of species present, and those species represented all different parts of the food chain.
Juvenile fish at the start of their life are pretty territorial. They tend to find somewhere to live, they tend to settle, and then they tend to stay there. That's really useful for this experiment and for this technique in general, because what it means is if we can convince a fish that it's worth staying somewhere, that it's worth settling and they survive, then they'll probably stay there for quite a while. That's what we saw in this experiment. They were there for 6 weeks and they created a whole community of fish that was stable.
Fish play an important role in cleaning the reef and eating algae, which can create new spots for corals to take root.
They've evolved together for millions of years, and reefs need their fish just as much as fish need a reef to live on.
Acoustic enrichment is a pretty awesome new tool in the fight to save Earth's corals.
One of the most important things that has to be the predecessor for this ginormous change to occur to the benefit of the people is us changing our mentality and worldview of leadership, societal leadership. So far, it's been athletic, religious, business leadership that our society, that our civilization has been guided by, has been, and also, you know, heroes, soldiers, this kind of leadership that we've had as a society. We need to keep that in balance with cultural and creative and artistic leadership. This needs to come to a proper balance with the other in order for us to prosper.
What we can see here is a metal sheet, this time connected to a sound driver and being fed by a frequency generator. And as the frequencies increase, so do the complexities of the patterns that appear on the plate, as you can see for your own eyes. Consider for a moment that sound does have form, and we've seen that it can affect matter and cause form within matter. Then sort of take a leap and think about the universe forming, and think about the immense sound of the universe forming. And if we, kind of ponder on that, then perhaps cymatics had an influence on the formation of the universe itself. And here's some eye candy for you from a range of DIY scientists and artists from all over the globe. And cymatics is accessible to everybody, and I want to urge everybody here to apply your passion, your knowledge, and your skills to areas like cymatics. And I think collectively we can build a global community, we can inspire each other, and we can evolve this exploration of the substance of things not seen. Thank you.
Music and more general sound, frequencies, music, our cohesive union of sounds, which we call music. It's available now everywhere. We're not even talking about records. We're talking about Spotify, YouTube. It's around us all the time. Commercials, films, and our expectation of music has become cheap, dirt, available everywhere, all the time. It didn't used to be that way. It was something valuable. It was something sacred that connected us to the celestial bodies from a higher frequency that was influence to our existence here on the human bodies.
When I was about 11, 12 years old, I then was kitted out with hearing aids. But of course, at the time, I thought everything needed to be louder. And as a musician, of course, when you're striving to hear something through the ear and you think that volume is the answer, you lose your sense of touch, your sensitivity, you lose your balance, you lose any kind of sense of teamwork. Until eventually my percussion teacher, he thought to himself, well, hold on a second, these instruments that we play really resonate. They really resonate, they vibrate. So if those drums vibrate, can the human body also vibrate? Can it perceive vibration if we pay attention? This was the start of an exploration that really allowed me to take the hearing aids off and use the body as a huge ear.
Our perception, our demand for particularly music, which has suffered in our materialist reductionism most, I believe, has been make music, make it available everywhere and for free, and stop bitching about it. Yeah, that's really what musicians have been suffering from for decades now. I mention musicians because it's not just like one discipline of the arts and the creative ecology. Music has the capacity to destroy and to build civilizations. The ancient people, wise people of Mesopotamia, of Egypt, they knew this, and they knew how to control it, and they knew how to make their people and lands prosper by using these methods.
We're trying to understand the power of vibrations.
We need to change our mentality about music makers and about music industry. I want this. This has to change in order for all of us to prosper. So it's not about if you're a musician or if you even like music or not. It affects you and every living and non-living energy form on this planet and in our cosmos.
Gravitational wave astronomy is now really a thing. We're seeing many, many mergers of black holes and neutron stars. We're learning an awful lot about these objects. And with the new subfield of gravitational wave spectroscopy, we can now listen to the harmonics of ringing black holes and through them better understand the fundamental nature of extreme spacetime.
Music can help us and will help us. So I want us to shift our worldview, to shift our view of who our leaders are from a business, religious leadership to creative and artistic leadership, cultural leadership. That's what we need in order for the turn of events to be at humans' favor.